Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone and welcome to our 6th French lesson. I hope you all had a lovely half term and managed to do some nice things with your families at your homes. So this week we are going to be continuing what we started last term at the end of last term, which was learning our numbers in Spanish. So before we broke up, we learnt the numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, so today we're going to extend that and we're going to be able to learn the numbers from 6 up to 10. Okay, so before we start though, as always, we're going to start with our French song. So can you remember my friend's name who helps me sing it? Can you remember who it is? So it's my friend Claude and he's here to help me sing our French song. Okay, now remember, it's just the same tune that we used to sing to when we learned Spanish back in the autumn term. Okay, so Claude and I will sing it first, and then I'd like you to join in and sing it with us. So it goes like this. Bonjour, bonjour, salut, salut. Bonjour, bonjour, salut, salut. Can you sing with us? Bonjour, bonjour, salut, salut. Bonjour, bonjour, salut, salut. Très bien. Lovely singing. So what we're going to do today then, as I've just said, is learn numbers from 6 up to 10. So let's listen carefully to the pronunciation, and then we're going to listen to a song. Okay? So I want you to écouter, to listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we already know these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and when we are learning a language, as I've said before, it's really useful to try and link the words that we are learning with words that we already know to help us to remember them. Okay, so however you do that is entirely up to you. I'm going to show you how I remember some of the words. So I remember six because it looks like the word 6. So it looks like the number in English. Even though it's pronounced differently, it's the same spelling. So 6, 7. I think, well, 6 and 7 both start with the letter S in English, and it's the same in French. So I know 6 is 6, I know 7 is 7. Okay, wheat, 8. I remember wheat as being 8 because I think of a farmer's field full of wheat crops. Okay, so that's how I remember wheat. And Nerf, it makes me think of those Nerf guns that you can buy from the toy shop like Smith's that I know lots of children have at home. So that helps you to remember the number 9 as Nerf. And it also starts with an N, the same as in English. 9, Nerf. And then you've got 10. Okay? So let's listen to the song. It's going to count up from 1 to 10 and then from 10 back down to 1 in French. So get ready to count along.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And back down.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so go. I'm going to call out a number I want you to see if you can spot which number it is from my list. So if I say to you, you need to put your finger on number 1. If I shout out 10, find 10. Okay? Now remember, as with all the pre-recorded lessons, it goes at your pace. So if it's moving too fast and you need a bit more time to think, you can just pause the video and give yourself a bit of extra thinking time. Okay? So can you put your finger on sank? Number 5. Can you find wheat? Number 8. Can you find toi? Number 3. Can you find neuf? Number 9. Très bien. Okay, so we're going to move on to the fluency part of our lesson, and I want you to have a look at which group is showing the number that I have written in French. So it says, which group shows cinq? So if you're not sure what cinq means, count on your fingers until you get to cinq, and then identify which group has the same amount of animals in it. Okay, so you can pause this now while you think. And let's go through the answers. So, which group shows cinq? Well, first of all, we need to know what number is cinq. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking for 5. Which group shows 5 or which group shows cinq? Is it the cats or the rabbits? The rabbits, très bien. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rabbits. Which group shows sept? So again, pause this while you have a think and have a count. Now let's go through the answers. So which group shows sept? So first of all, I need to know what number is sept. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which group is showing this amount? The rabbits or the dogs? The dogs, très bien. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dogs. Which group shows 10? So again, pause it while you count. And let's see which group you chose. So how many is 10? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that the group of snakes or the group of cats? Let's count the cats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not the cats. I can count 8 cats. I can count 8 cats. Let's count the snakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can count 10 snakes. Now, normally, if we were in school, we'd be playing a game now to really practice those numbers. But unfortunately, because we're not back in school for another couple of weeks yet, we're going to have to do this remotely. So I've got my hot potato. And what I'm going to do is play the tune. When the music stops, I'm going to call out a number in French. You need to show that many number on your fingers. Okay, so show your adult or whoever you're sat with. For instance, if I if I play the music and it stops and I call out toi, you need to count that many fingers. So we have to go 1, 2, 3. So you'd be showing 3. Okay, so let's have a go.
Hot potato! Here we go!
Can you show me cinq?
Again!
Cinq. Okay, remember you can pause it while you count. Let's work it out together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should be showing me 5. Let's do it again.
Hot potato! Here we go!
Can you show me wheat?
Again.
Wheat. Okay, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wheat. You should be showing me 8. Let's go again.
Hot potato. Here we go.
Can you show me 10? 10.
Again.
10. Show me 10. Okay, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should be showing me 10. Okay, we're going to try again, but this time I'm going to show you a number on my fingers when the music stops. You need to shout out in French what that number is. So, for example, when the music stops, if I do this, what number would you shout? You'd shout out 2 because I'm showing you 2 fingers. 1, 2, 2. Okay, so let's try again. Ready?
Hot potato. Here we go. Again.
Okay, count how many fingers I'm holding up. What number is this in French? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 9. 9. Très bien. Let's try again.
Hot potato. Here we go.
Can you tell me how many fingers I am holding up
Again.
now? Count them. Let's go through the answer together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 7. Okay, last time. Are you ready?
Hot potato. Here we go.
How many now?
Again.
How many now? Okay, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Très bien. 6. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the thinking part of our lesson, and I want you to use your fingers to work out the following sums. So number 1 asks you what is 2 add 2. So we need to work out what is 2 add 2. So show me 2 and then another 2. How many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. So work through these. So pause it while you work through them. I want to know what is 5 add 3. What is 8 add 1?
Again.
What is 7 take away 1? So number 4, we are subtracting. And number 5, what is 10 take away 5? So pause it while you work out your answers, and when you're ready, press play and we will talk them through. So, 2 add 2 is 4, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, add 3, 1, 2, 3. How many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. What is 8? Add 1. So I'm showing you 8, and I need to add 1. One more. 9. What is 7? Take away 1. So I'm showing you 7. Take away 1. 6. And then what is 10? Take away 5. 5. Très bien. Good work, everyone. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to listen to this French counting song that goes all the way up to 20. So we've learned our numbers from 1, through to 10, 10. But now we're going to listen to the numbers up to 20. I want you to have a think about what's the same and what's different about the numbers in English and the numbers in French. And in particular, think about patterns, maybe patterns in sound, patterns in spelling. Okay, have a listen and we'll talk it through afterwards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, I'm just going to pause that there for a moment then. So you've listened to the song. Did you think it was easier to pick out differences and similarities when you could see the words written down as well, or just when you were listening? Okay, so for me personally, I think it's easier when you can see the word as well, because you can see spellings, you can look at the word, how it's written, and that can help you to formulate some ideas about what things are the same and what things are different. So I'm just going to play the start of the song again, the part where, let's turn this all the way back to the beginning. There we go. Just the part where you can see the numbers written down as well.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, and I'm going to stop it there. So, did you notice any patterns? So you can talk this through with your adult at home. What did you notice? So I was noticing in particular, once we got past 10, we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All of those numbers had a Z in them, I noticed. And I also noticed numbers from 17, 17, 18, 19, 17, 18, and 19 all started with 10, which was the word for 10. Okay, so did you notice any similarities? Anything that was similar about English? Well, we did speak about numbers that sounded the same or looked the same but were pronounced differently, but were spelt the same as in English. We looked at numbers that start with the same initial sound as well. Okay, so if you want to revisit this and look for even more similarities and differences, then just rewind this part of the video and you can listen again. Okay, oops, playing again. No, there we go. Okay, so now then moving on to the final part of our lesson, I want you to think about if you can find out how to say how old you are. Now, because you're in year 1 or year 2, you will either be 6, 7, or 8. So how do we say those numbers? 6, 7, or 8? Six, 7, 8. So now we're going to move on to my super sentence. So my super sentence is how to use the numbers that we've learnt this lesson and put them into a sentence in French. So in order to say how old you are in French, we would say j'ai, then the number, and then on. So if you were to ask Claude, quel âge as-tu? How old are you? Quel âge as-tu? He would say, j'ai 8 ans. How old is Claude? J'ai 8 ans. He is 8 years old. So what I'd like you to do is have a go at using this super sentence, j'ai, and then the number on, to tell me how old you are. So Claude says, j'ai 8 ans. He's 8 years old, or I am 8 years old is what it means. So that is the end of our lesson. I'd like you to have a go at my super sentence to tell me how old you are. And before we go, we're going to end with our goodbye song. Are you ready? Au revoir, à bientôt. Au revoir, à bientôt. Sing with us. Au revoir, à bientôt. Au revoir, à bientôt. So thank you very much for joining us today for our French lesson. I hope you have learnt lots and lots of lovely things, especially your numbers. And I will see you again next week for our final French lesson virtually before we return to school.